Hello! Today we're going to be talking about how to write an essay both in composition and in APA formatting and citation. First, we're going to be looking at an essay for composition. Then we'll be looking at another essay to talk about APA formatting and citation. So this essay answers the prompt, "Recycling is common in Europe, but most people in the US do not recycle. What could be some solutions to this problem?" So right away I discover that this is a problem-solution essay. I have a couple of choices about how to format this essay. One option is to have the first body paragraph here be about the problem, and the second body paragraph be about the solutions. Another option is to introduce the problem in the introduction, and have each body paragraph be about a different solution. Alright, so let's start reading the essay. Recycling is the process of breaking down used items, usually plastic, metal, or paper, and reusing the material in the production of new items. So the author has first given some background information on recycling. It is an important part of protecting the environment, which has become even more critical in light of the recent climate crisis. Some more background information on recycling. In many parts of Europe, recycling is widespread, but it is less common in the United States. Now the author has introduced the problem. Policy changes are needed to make recycling more accessible and increase its use in the United States. This is the author's thesis statement. It tells their point of view and what their essay is going to be about. Your thesis statement should usually be found as the last sentence of your first or introduction paragraph. In this case, they're telling us that their whole essay is going to be about policy changes that are needed to make recycling more accessible and increase its use in the United States. Here's the topic paragraph of the topic sentence of the first paragraph. It should support the thesis statement that we just read and tell us what this paragraph is about. Changes in the way recyclable waste is picked up are needed to make recycling an option for more U.S. residents. In Germany, recyclables are picked up for free at many homes, whereas in the U.S. there is often a charge or no pickup service at all. That's an example. The U.S. should offer free pickup services for recyclables and offset the cost by making recycling mandatory. That's a discussion statement. Partnerships with manufacturers or burning waste for energy could also help offset costs. That's another discussion statement. This next paragraph, here's the topic sentence. It should support our thesis statement and tell what the paragraph is about. Additionally, policy should be introduced requiring more recycling facilities in the United States. That definitely supports the thesis statement of policy changes are needed to make recycling more accessible and increase its use in the United States. Not every U.S. town has a recycling facility nearby, which can make it very difficult for citizens to recycle. That's a discussion statement. The U.S. could look to Sweden for a model of how to revolutionize recycling. The Swedes have recycling facilities close to nearly all residential areas, and it is helping, not hurting, their economy. That's an example. Now we get to the conclusion, which should mention all of the key points of the essay, but use new words to wrap it up. Recycling is a critical part of environmental stewardship, which is a responsibility for all the world's citizens. They've sort of wrapped up their conclusion there. Unfortunately, it is not as common in the United States as in Europe. They've stated the problem. However, if no-cost recycling pickup was offered to U.S. residents, more recycling facilities were built near inhabited areas, and recycling itself was used to offset the cost of these services, the recycling problem in America could be solved. They've stated their solutions. So that's the basic composition for a problem-solution essay. Now let's look at an essay where we can cite our sources. Okay, so here's another essay. Some people believe that exploring outer space is important because it expands human knowledge and might lead to discoveries that will benefit humanity in the future. Other people believe that space exploration is a waste of money that could be better spent solving immediate problems here on Earth. Choose which position you most agree with and discuss why you chose that position. Support your point of view with details from your own experiences, observations, or reading. We're going to be going through this essay and identifying places where one might use an outside source, and practicing citing our sources there. The basic format for citing your sources in the text is after you've said something from an outside source and before your punctuation. You cite, oops, my caps lock is on, author's last name, publication year, page number. So it might look like this. Jones, 2017, page 22. Okay, let's get to the essay. There has been debate about whether humanity should explore space when there are pressing problems to address here on Earth. They've introduced the problem. Some people suggest that space exploration is important because it could yield long-term benefits to society, while others assert that the money used to fund space exploration would be more beneficial if applied to solving issues like homelessness, hunger, infrastructure issues, etc. They've introduced the two sides of the issue. I believe that space exploration is important because humankind must think about its future as well as its present. That's their thesis statement, what their whole essay will be about. They could insert something from an outside source here that shows what percentage of people favor space exploration. So for instance, they could say, a recent study by Jones et al. Et al. Means there are too many authors to list. I think it's 3 or more. Shows that 51.2% of European citizens polled favor space exploration. Then they'd need to come in before the period. They don't need to put the author's name because they already used it in the sentence, but they still need the other information. So let's say the study was published in 2014 and they found the information on page 12. So when you use the information in the sentence, it doesn't have to go in the parentheses. In this case, you used the author's name in the sentence, so it did not have to go in the parenthetical or parentheses citation. Let's check out the next paragraph. Humanity must consider the future, and space exploration may offer us many long-term benefits. For instance, we may find new natural resources or new places to live in our extraterrestrial journeys. Experiments performed in the zero-gravity environment of space could lead to new medical and mechanical discoveries. As we venture further into space, we may even discover new life, which could open doors we haven't imagined yet. This paragraph would be a good place to insert something that has already been discovered through space exploration that has benefited humanity. So, for instance, a study by orthopedist Thomas Jones and astrophysicist Ahmed Khalid Once again, we use the name of the authors in the sentence, so we just need the year and the page number. Also, when you're citing these parenthetically, you also need a citation at the end of your essay on a separate page. My recommendation is to use citationmachine.net. You can plug in the information and it will automatically generate an APA format bibliography for you so that you don't have to do that work and you know it's correct. Unfortunately, I can't show you on my computer how this website works because I have a virus that won't let it open. But it's a good website, and that's what I'd recommend doing for your end-of-page citations. I think that's enough to get the idea. So, we'll end here. Keep on learning, everybody.